And he said, Daddy, I'm acting fast, going slow motion like a cat, like a robot rabbit. Whoa. And I said, wow.
Good morning. It is 4:47 in the morning. We just got back from holiday yesterday. We're on holiday. We haven't been on holiday together, just me and the kids, in ever. We're at a place called Oak Hall. We would be staying in this manor house, Otford Manor, but the Pandy. So we're camping. Oak Hall is a organisation that runs Christian holidays. It's really good. I'm sold on holidays now. I was a holiday skeptic. Thought, why would I need a holiday? But I'm sold. I'm addicted now. And it was so good. It was so refreshing. I mean, the pool was great. Weather was pretty good. But what was most refreshing was after all this social anxiety from the Pandy, from Miss Rona. We established the rules, what we were allowed to do, what we were allowed to touch. And after that, we just freely roamed. We talked late into the night over bonfires, and it was really freeing. Oh. It is your bedtime.
I'm gonna
Maybe he's just telling the base that they've landed and the paramedics have gone off. First on my to-do list is to wake up, which is not as easy as it may sound. I have been getting up at like 8:30 on a holiday. So easily slipped back into the 8:30. I have a feeling that getting back to 4:30 is not going to be easy. A friend bought me this book called Fighting for Your Marriage While Separated. Looks kind of interesting, so I want to dip into that. So last week we talked about Heracles slaying the Gorgon. And we talked about how the biblical heroes are portrayed very differently. The heroes of the faith are very different from the Greek heroes. Yes, my little dumpling. I'm just going to do the kitchen before morning meeting. Oh, kitchen's absolute tip. It's going to take ages, but 7-year-old is she's doing the washing, hanging up the washing. She requested that we restart our morning meetings, and she said she really misses it. And that's actually how we're going to start back with our schoolwork in general. Is we just take a break from things until we want to start them again. And on principle, if it's good, meaningful, enjoyable work, we'll just want to start it again. With the exception of maybe maths, which I may need a little more encouragement with. We'll see how unschooly I get with maths. Here's our schedule for morning meeting, written it all out. And let's start with, to you, O Lord, I lift my soul, the God in whom I... Okay, let's do encouragements and challenges. This morning we were pouring milk. There's only a little bit of milk left. That you thought, I could take the milk for myself, but I want to, and I asked you, are you doing it just because you think I'm telling you to? Or are you doing it because you want to be like Jesus? And you said, I don't think you're telling me to. I want to do it because I think that's what Jesus would do. And that is, I'm so proud of you, Anna. You're like an arrow coming from my quiver. You're fighting for the Lord. You're trying to do the right thing. What's your challenge for today? Only interrupting if it's necessary? You did fantastically playing with friends at the holiday. You were very kind. So we've got another half an hour of working hard at chores. Once we've cleared up the house, we're going to see our friends in the woods. At 2 o'clock, you're going to Mimi's house. Tomorrow you're going to Mummy's house in the afternoon. Saturday, I'm going to take you for a daddy day. We're going to go for food and for play and whatever, just me and you. Okay? In your steadfast love, the people whom you have redeemed. You have guided them by your strength in your holy abode. The peoples have heard, they tremble. Attendez-le selon la présence de Dieu le Père, par la sanctification de l'Esprit, afin qu'ils deviennent obéissants. Is it delicious? They think it's really, really nice, and it's healthy. So you've really blessed us today with that, thank you. Couldn't resist having a bit of my daughter's healthy pancakes as well. So good. But then, I put chewing gum in so I couldn't eat it anymore. Little tip for losing weight. It's gonna work out now. I was listening to a podcast which was talking about my dad very kindly put the bikes in the garage, but now I have to take it out before working out. The podcast was talking about Aristotle's 3 modes of rhetoric. Future tense is what Aristotle was all about. When they've done something wrong, is like, how can we fix this together? Or, you know, what could really bless me is if you didn't throw the Lego on the floor. And it I work for a tuition company, tuition centre in Oxford, and we've been doing it online, obviously, since the pandy. Teaching a 4-year-old maths over Zoom is like teaching a crow how to dance over dessert. What? Hey dude! How are you? Now that's a good shirt, my guy. We just read some C'est quoi? A kid's French book. So the kids would go, C'est quoi? And I'd say, I don't know. Do I look like an encyclopedia? No. I'd say, Le chien. Good. It was good. Did some Captain Scott Ladybird book as well. We just got to the bit where Captain Oates leaves in order to save his companions, so that they could eat his rations. So he goes off into the winter. The wintry blasts to die. And there was a lot of questions from the kids about why exactly he did that. Why did he go off to die? And questions about self-sacrifice. And I wonder where what archetype that interest in self-sacrifice is coming from. I'll give you a clue. It starts with Je and ends in Jesus. What audiobook do you want on, boys? Teeth please, little men. Giver of all. Another day is ended. I take my place beneath my great Redeemer's cross. Je t'aime. Je t'aime. They're in bed. I win. I win fatherhood. That's it. Completed. Next. I'm not feeling the 4:30 rise yet. Maybe I will tomorrow. During dinner, 3-year-old was like, Daddy, Daddy, look! And I got down to his level and said, I'm eating, what is it that you need? And he said, Daddy, Daddy, I'm acting fast, going slow motion like a cat, like a robot rabbit. And I said, wow, wow, really, wow. You have to have a lot of wows in your pocket as a father. Wow. Classical, unschool. Discipline of habit formation. Good, we need that. Unschooling is all about freedom of expression. That's good too, we need that. So, but they seem to be at odds with one another. Do we let
Mr. Jimothy Tomforthwaite at 6 years old go off and play, or do we sit him down and make him learn maths? So we undulate between structure, highly structured and scheduled, and completely unstructured and playful and free. We have a period of a lot of classical habit formation where we sit down, we have a morning meeting, then we go off and do this. It's scheduled, it's structured, our day's packed, and then we start to get tired. What we end up with is just doing what we want based on the feast that we've gathered for ourselves and curated for ourselves during the period of habit formation. So then we unschool based on that delicious feast. And then this morning happens. And what happened this morning was my 7-year-old came up to me and said, I really miss morning meetings. Now she wants to get back to that, up to that habit formation period where she says, yeah, I know I sometimes don't want to do it, but I want that structure where I do it even when I don't want to do it, because I know the fruit that it gives me. I know the feast that it can lay on the table once I've built those habits. So that period of unschooling where we go, okay, that was a lovely meal. That was delightful. Okay, now I'm hungry again. My internal mechanisms are good when there's a feast on the table, but now there's not. And okay, well, we need to get back into the kitchen and start cooking again. And if you want to make an omelette, you've got to crack some eggs. So if you want to create unschool, a fruitful, helpful, productive, purposeful unschool, I think we should start morning meetings again. So unschool, then fueled and motivated classical, and then but classical lays that once you've done the cooking, then that lays the feast to eat unschoolingly. So then classical lays the feast for your free expression. The discipline and the law and pull yourself up by the bootstraps doesn't get you anywhere. In fact, it puffs you up. And knowledge puffs you up too, doesn't it? Unless it's fueling worship and love and free spontaneous empathy and compassion and all these things that come from the heart. But the garden in which that fruit grows is discipline. Oh, you've stumbled into my evening dance routine.